Hey, this is Dylan Cawthorne, and this is my video discussion of my leadership interview. For my interview, I spoke with Gernot Wagner, an economist at the Environmental Defense Fund. So, reading Mr. Wagner's book, But Will the Planet Notice, sparked my interest in talking to him. He wrote about how environmentally minded individual action will not shift the choices of billions of people, and how smart economics is the best solution to solving climate change and a whole other host of environmental problems. So, in our conversation, Granada and I touched on his many roles as an economist at the Environmental Defense Fund, a teacher at Columbia, and a journalist. This part of our conversation especially provided me insight into my own career path, as recently I've been sort of wondering how to reach a place where I could do interdisciplinary work such as his. As I explained to him that I've been struggling to explore all the subjects that I feel will benefit me in my career, he commented that the only real way to do the interdisciplinary work is to specialize in something. Gernot didn't go to journalism school or get a teaching degree. It's really the depth that he studied economics and then the exposure from his subsequent career that this has allowed him to explore all the different aspects that his career entails now. As I think about grad school or where sort of my career path is this is a good thing to keep in mind. So another conversation point um, was about his leadership style and how it sort of reflects on my own. He mentors graduate students that work with him, and the graduate students are from Columbia. Even though he's only 33 and has only been out of school for 6 years, Gernot has a leadership position within the Environmental Defense Fund. The way he directs the focus of those under him, rather than giving him step-by-step instructions, is pretty similar to my own leadership style. But the conversation sort of left me thinking that sometimes I need to be more assertive and put more effort into telling those I lead exactly what to do. I think the takeaway from this part of the conversation was a balance has to be struck between enabling people to do what they need to do and having that sort of top down command and control structure to leadership. Working on striking this balance is something to do in the coming year in my Engineers Without Borders leadership position as project lead for the Sierra Leone Renewable Energy Project. So the reason I chose Garnot in the first place, his unique view on how to solve environmental problems, turned out to be a really valuable part of the conversation. We touched on the Keystone XL pipeline, why economic policies that make sense on paper face obstacles to being implemented, politics and stuff like that, and how to frame conversations in a positive way when the message is kind of negative. He touched on that in his book. He's pretty much saying being a zero impact man and not being net carbon zero isn't really going to affect anything since there's billions of people in the world. So hearing the opinion of someone so versed on these issues and the solutions that economics presents was really beneficial and exciting to me. As I strive towards my mission of doing the most I can to prevent environmental degradation as it relates to human health and well-being, this conversation made me want to explore this economic school of thought more. Whether that translates into more formal schooling or simply a personal interest, I'm not sure yet. But my excitement and agreement with all the points he was making was certainly an indicator that this is an area that I want to learn more about. In conclusion, my interview with Gernot led to some insights about my career path, leadership style, and interest in environmental economics. It was a really valuable experience, and I thank the Park Scholarships for facilitating it. Thanks for listening.